Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's a beautiful day in Corktown. Thanks for coming to the groundbreaking for Preserve on Ash. This one's been a long time coming. That's right. I'm George Tabbitt. I'm the Regional Vice President for the Community Builders. So I'd like to just go ahead and get us started by introducing our first speaker. Bart Mitchell, our CEO, will have some opening remarks. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's so great to be with you. Thank you, George, and I'd like to welcome you again to the groundbreaking for Preserve on Ash 1. Let me begin by recognizing the Honorable Mayor Mike Duggan, and also thank the offices of Honorable Council President Mary Sheffield and the office of the Honorable Council Member Gabriela Santiago Romero. Thank you all for your support. Our mission at the Community Builders is to build and sustain strong communities where all people can thrive. As a leader in neighborhood transformation for now 60 years, the Community Builders, or as we're often called TCB, has been proud to partner with cities sparking economic opportunity across 30 metro areas in the U.S. In fact, today, 15,000 families of all incomes live in thriving TCB communities. At TCB, we believe in the power of home. And as part of the Greater Corktown Choice Neighborhood Initiative, we're honored to expand the number of households who can call Corktown and North Corktown home. We're building Preserve on Ash to be beautiful, vibrant, green, and inclusive. Our first phase includes 69 rental homes for families of all incomes and 5,800 square feet of commercial space. Future phases will bring a total of over 800 mixed income rental apartments and a pipeline of homeownership opportunities. Our work also includes innovative resident services that we call Community Life. As part of the Greater Corktown Choice Neighborhood Initiative, TCB Community Life coaches are working every day to connect residents to opportunity. TCB Community Life helps Corktown residents earn more, save more, and build credit. We're proud of our impact, and it is possible only because of partners. Funding turns community vision into reality. On behalf of TCB, I would like to thank the funders of Preserve on Ash 1. First, I would very much like to thank the federal government through HUD, who's made a Choice Neighborhood Initiatives grant that makes this possible. I'd like to thank Rebecca Lubov from the City of Detroit Housing and Revitalization Department, Chad Benson from MISHDA, the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, Michelle Wildman from MEDC, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, Tahira Ziegler, LISC Senior Vice President from the Urban Market Excellence Division, Cornetta Lane Smith, the Michigan Central Director of Community Engagement, and Dwynette Williams, Bank of America, Assistant Vice President, Detroit Community Relations Manager. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce a most valued partner and friend of Preserve on Ash, the Honorable Mayor Mike Duggan.
All right. Well, congratulations to Bart and to George for getting this moving. Detroit is recognized as a national leader in affordable housing. We built $1 billion of affordable housing in the last 5 years. But the way this city is coming back, we got to build another $1 billion of affordable housing in the next 5 years to make sure this city is open to everybody. And what we are doing here is building the most affordable housing, rents as low as $300 or $400 a month for those of the lowest income in the hottest neighborhood in the city of Detroit, Corktown. That's the kind of city we're building where people of all incomes are going to be able to live in every neighborhood. And the partnerships that make these things work, the Biden-Harris administration, which got us the $30 million grant to kick this off, Governor Whitmer and Mishta have been terrific partners. And, of course, the North Corktown Association, we've done it in partnership with the local neighborhood because this has been a neighborhood of disinvestment for 40 years. As you come back and reinvest, you want to do it in partnership with the people who stayed and the people who have been here. And we're pleased to have that happen. So 69 new units going up today in this neighborhood, and I couldn't be more proud. And with that, I want to introduce the person at the Detroit Department of Housing and Revitalization who's making all of these projects possible, Rebecca LeBeau.
I can still see you. Thank you, Mayor. Back when this development was nothing more than a couple of boxes on a parcel map and a single column on an Excel spreadsheet, I don't think any of us here could have imagined the path that we would have to travel to get here today. So no project ever goes smoothly from start to finish, but it takes a special project to encounter nearly every type of obstacle there is. Environmental, archaeological, financial, logistical, architectural, pandemic. But it's a testament to the creativity, the tenacity, and the dedication of the team behind it that we made it here today. They never wavered in their commitment to deliver on the vision that was created with this community to deliver high-quality housing that complements the character of the neighborhood and brings affordability and accessibility for residents of all incomes for decades to come. And it truly embodies the vision behind the Choice Neighborhoods program for Greater Corktown, that everything this neighborhood has and will have to offer is for everyone. So congratulations to Bart and the rest of the TCB team on your first, but not last, Detroit project. We're excited to have you here. And special thanks to the outstanding Megan Capel and Jared Miller. Yes. From the city team, I apologize for the length of this list, so we're going to go quick, but this was a true group effort. I need to thank Alexis Alexander, Aisha Boston, Larry Katrinar, Naomi Beasley-Porter, Wendy Hatcher, Kate Humphrey, John Trong, Stephanie Simonovsky, Penny Dwinen and her team, Brian Coe, and also our Labor Standards and Section 3 team, B-Seed for their support, and of course the Planning and Development Department. Thank you. It is impossible to overstate the value of Director Julie Schneider's vision, the support of Mayor Duggan, Council President Sheffield, Councilmember Santiago Romero, and the rest of City Council. An enormous thank you to the Mishta team for sticking with us on this one, to Bank of America, MEDC, the Detroit Land Bank, and of course to HUD, in particular, Doug Gordon, Lucy Blackburn, and Eunice Berry of the Choice team, for the opportunity to bring this vision to life with Detroit's first ever Choice Neighborhoods grant. Thank you. George, would you like me to hand it up? Oh, okay. Oh, and I am honored to introduce Chad Benson, Director of Development with the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. We truly would not be here without Chad. Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to be back in Corktown where we have so much new affordable housing going in. We're here today for a celebration as we are partnering to develop 69 new homes. At Mishta, we are dedicated to fighting discrimination in all its forms. We create pathways through housing for all our neighbors to thrive by eliminating barriers that have historically held them back. We are committed to working with the governor and other leaders on transformational projects and programs to lift up Black communities and advance justice and equity for everyone in Michigan. Justice and equity for everyone means increasing the share of units that we fund that are accessible or adaptable for people with disabilities. In this project, all of the first floor units are visitable, while at least 10% of the units will be fully barrier-free. Justice and equity for everyone means actively communicating about those homes so the people who most need those features are aware and able to get moved into them. It means fighting discrimination against people with children so that landlords cannot arbitrarily choose not to rent a particular unit to a family with children. And it means enforcing the Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act, most recently expanded by the governor last year, so that everyone can access the same accommodations in Michigan without fear of discrimination. We know that Michigan is leading the way in investing in affordable housing, and we're doubling down on our investments in Detroit thanks to the mayor and the city council. We've identified the shortage of homes that we have in Michigan to meet the demand in the housing market, and we're closing that gap and raising our ambitious goals. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Thank you.
Good afternoon. What a great day. Beautiful afternoon. I'm Tahira Ziegler. I'm the Senior Vice President for Urban Market Excellence for our corporation. LISC, as many of you may know, we are an organization that takes a very holistic approach to community and economic development. And we center that development around neighborhood priorities and place-based investing to create conditions for economic equity for everyone. So Detroit is one of 37 offices in our geographic footprint and is one of our flagship markets. Detroit, the office has been open since 1990, and we've invested almost $300 million into Detroit for housing, charter schools, economic development, grocery stores, and lots of other projects. In 2020, we partnered with the City of Detroit and MSHDA along with investors to provide a pool of affordable housing resources. This pool, it was seeded by our anchor, JP Morgan Chase, who provided $15 million. The overall pool is in excess of $65 million. We also received a guarantee from the Kresge Foundation. And this particular fund is a partnership, as I mentioned, with the state and the city. The impact is so great in terms of what we've been able to do to date. We know that we are addressing the affordable housing crisis in Detroit, and this fund has invested $37 million to date, resulting in 587 affordable housing units that were either created or preserved. This is just a start. The mayor mentioned that we've been a part of and a partner in the $1 billion investment into Detroit, and he is calling a call of action to all of us to invest again another $1 billion, and LISC is ready to be a partner for that. We have probably an additional 500 units that will come online by the end of the year with 4 other projects. And we want to mention that one of the goals of the program and the fund is to invest in developers of color and making sure they are engaged in the process in terms of providing equitable development with this work. Right now, thank you. Right now we have 12 developers of color that are part of our program. We promised probably around 4 or 5, and we are excited to say that we've exceeded that by double. I think that was applause. It was something that the mayor and investors wanted to see in this process. So creating long-term affordable housing is foundational to ensure healthy places for families to thrive and grow. This project, Preserve on Ash, is a critical component of the Choice Neighborhood Initiative and the greater Corktown community as they advance their neighborhood plan. You've heard about the units. We're so excited that we provided $2.5 million to the community builders TCB is a long-term LISC partner in other geographies across the country. I'm so excited to meet Bart and the team. And so we're happy to welcome them to Detroit, and we're happy that they're able to play such a big role in this project. We also want to thank the elected officials, partners, lenders, grantees, including Bank of America, City of Detroit, Ford Motor Company Fund, MISHDA, EGLE, and MEDC. I just want to also just mention one other thing before I close, and that is this is the first phase, 69 units, but the project is hoping to get to 9 phases. We are hoping to get to over 800 units within those phases. That deserves an applause. The other thing I would just mention is that this particular project incorporates a green infrastructure plan. This is really important as we're hoping to green a lot of the developments across the country. And so Detroit is one of the leaders in terms of bringing green infrastructure to this project. This project is complying with the city's stormwater ordinance and to implement outdoor placemaking. And then lastly, MISHDA's affordable green building standards and certification of green building standards are all part of this project. All right, I'm going to close. There are lots of jobs here. 400 jobs are going to come online because of this particular project. That's big for Detroit. Not only housing units, but jobs. We think that there's an intersection between housing and economic development, and this project will do just that. I just would like to next invite and welcome our partner in this project and a DHFF investor, Michigan Central's Director of Community Engagement, to the podium, Cornetta Lane Smith. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Sahiri. My name is Cornetta Lane Smith, and I'm Director of Community Engagement at Michigan Central. Michigan Central is so much more than just restoring an old train station. We are about reestablishing Detroit as a world leader in innovation. We are about creating public spaces that are welcoming to all. And we're about creating opportunity and equity in our city. Whether that is through free skills training programs for Detroit residents, helping to lift up homegrown startups, or equipping our city's youth with skills they need for the jobs of tomorrow. But we're also deeply committed to ensuring that the change that we are hoping to create does not negatively impact our community. And one way we do that is by supporting projects like Preserve on Ash, which will bring affordable housing to North Corktown within a short distance of Michigan Central. As you know, it takes a village, and it is by bringing the city, federal government, developers, and community, and organizations like Michigan Central to collaborate and to continue to build a greater Detroit. Congratulations to the team that is bringing this to life. And with that, I'd like to introduce Tricia Talley, who is president of North Corktown Neighborhood Association. Thank you.
Thank you, Cornetta, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tricia Talley. I'm the executive director of the North Corktown Neighborhood Association. I have the pleasure of calling the Greater Corktown my home, and it is an honor to be here. The North Corktown Neighborhood Association, our mission is to promote a strong and vibrant community by providing support, resources, and programs that enhance the well-being of our residents. I moved to North Corktown as a new professional in 1998, and as I heard about the new developments coming to the neighborhood, I wanted to get more involved. I went from attending meetings to joining the board of the North Corktown Neighborhood Association to becoming the executive director in 2022. I am passionate about engaging my community in our future. As a resident of the Greater Corktown for more than 25 years, I'm excited to see this new beginning and what it will bring. Preserve on Ash is another aspect of inclusion and access in Greater Corktown, and it is beautiful. Today is a comfort to those who have interest in the city and have always loved Detroit. Today, Detroit is loving us back. There are enough resources in the city for everyone to thrive. I live by that. So I want to thank the City of Detroit, the community builders, and my neighbors for making this possible. Let's continue to keep the community's voice at the table and ensure Greater Corktown remains a place to live, work, and grow. Thank you.
I want to say one more thing before George invites us to lift some dirt. And it's to double down on what we just heard from Tricia. What's not to like between affordable housing and a lot of it? Jobs, inclusion, resident opportunity, but at the forefront of it, neighborhood engagement from people who have been here for decades, taking the lead in what's needed in a neighborhood and bringing it to bear. So I want to hear it again for Tricia and the North Corktown Neighborhood Association. The one other thing that you probably all know, but just in case you don't, from those of us that work in all around the country, and we work in 30 cities, I'm in them frequently. People don't ask me, what are we up to in New York City? What are we up to in Chicago? If I'm in New York, if I'm in Chicago, if I'm in DC, if I'm in Columbus, if I'm in Pittsburgh, if I'm in Charlotte, if I'm in Virginia Beach, they say, tell me about Detroit. You have an incredible national fan club for what's happening in Detroit. The growth, the equity-centered inclusion version of growth. Everybody's watching, everybody's a fan, and we're so honored to be part of it. So let George bring us home here.
All right. All right, everybody, we got some refreshments at the back here that we'll get to in a moment. But before we do that, I would like to invite all of our speakers to the dirt line so we can, as Bart said, flip some dirt and get on with the party. Thanks, everybody.
So great to be doing it this way.
Yeah, man. How you doing? Good to see you. I was with your next president yesterday.
Yeah. Off to a good start.
I mean,